If you have an operation running pretty well and it's maybe you and one or two other people, it's hard to make that jump and figure out, okay, who do we need to hire next to help us scale?
Yeah.
But when you make that jump and you hire the right people that fit your culture, treat the other employees well, treat the customers well, and you know they're just going to take ownership, it's a game changer.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Born to Tint podcast with the Miller brothers. Today, it's going to be just myself. Today, I had a very fun conversation with Janie Sandberg of Floor Coverings International. As a local small business entrepreneur, we talked a lot about the systems, processes that we put in place to make sure that we take care of our customers. Check it out. It was really fun. So you found us on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Just random videos we're throwing out, or?
No, so I love Bake, the cookie shop.
Okay.
And so I'd already followed them on social media. And then when I saw their interviews with you guys, I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. Then I started following you guys.
Okay.
And here we are. Yeah.
So local business owner.
Yep.
How long have you're flooring, correct?
Flooring. Yeah. So my husband and I own the Henderson location of Floor Coverings International.
Okay.
It's a franchise. So I think last time I checked, there's like 310 locations all over the US and Canada.
Awesome.
We've been open almost 3 years. It'll be through 3 years in April.
Okay. And so have you been in the flooring industry for longer than that, or that was
it? Yeah. So my husband and I had always wanted to start a business. Could never figure out what to do. We're both kids of small business owners.
Okay.
But we'd have ideas and then nothing ever came of it. Then we had kids and that it's like your brain is gone for the first 10 years, right?
Yeah.
No one's sleeping. Like it's a disaster.
Yeah. I've done it I've got a 17-year-old down to a 4-year-old. So I've kind of kept myself in that stage for
forever.
A while.
Yeah. So we have 3 kids. My oldest is turning 16 next month and the youngest is 9.
Okay, fine.
So once everybody went to school and we kind of took a breath, we're like, okay, let's actually do this. Let's start a business. And we started looking into franchising. Came across FCI as a business model and we're super impressed. We'd actually had a really bad, like nightmarish kind of experience with a different flooring company. So then we found Floor Coverings International and realized, okay, we could do a lot better. And we were excited about the in-home shopping aspect and just a lot of things really appealed to us. And here we are.
It's like a lot of better systems and structure set up to work with. What were you doing before that?
So I was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a liberal arts degree, so no marketable skills. And my husband's a software engineer by trade.
Okay.
So he always had cushy software jobs.
Okay. That's fun. I grew up in this business.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah, grew up in the whole entrepreneur journey, and it just seemed like I was always drawn towards it. But it's cool to hear that like went kind of the traditional route and got pulled into it. You said family was also?
Yeah. So my husband grew up in Alberta, Canada, so like just north of Montana, and his dad is an agrologist, a soil scientist. Okay. So they owned like a soil testing lab.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
My husband spent his whole teenage years, he would drive around to all the different farmers' fields and get like samples of the soil and the potato plants. And they'd take him back to the lab and test everything and tell him, okay, add these chemicals, add these nutrients. So he grew up watching his dad, football game on in the background and paperwork on the table, just like working all the time. And then my mom's a music teacher. So same thing. I watched her teaching violin lessons out of my house my whole childhood. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like being exposed to someone that's being entrepreneurial is like a better lesson than you could learn in school. I don't know. I feel like growing up that way, some of the best lessons I ever learned were like working for my dad.
Totally.
That's fun. So everything's going well with this was a good change?
Yeah, so far so good. So we won the Rookie of the Year award after our first full year in business from our franchisor. In 2025, we grew our revenue by 92%. So I'm not a mathematician, but that's a good number.
No, that's really good.
Yeah.
What would you say is like your core customer? Is it like retail customers or is it contractors?
Mostly it's homeowners. So about 75% of our business is working in like an individual's home remodeling. Okay. The rest of it is general contractors, builders, designers, things like that. But we're there to help anybody who just wants an easier experience. So like we can take care of it start to finish, all the way from picking the material through install. Or if somebody wants to install themselves, great, that's fine. We'll help you find the materials. Or if you find something somewhere else, we can install it, but any step of the way.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny as I'm getting older and more into the business side of the business. Like I used to take a lot of pride in like the installation side, just being good at it and then just knowing the newest tips and tricks. But I find myself getting way more into like the systems and processes now of what actually makes a business profitable.
Yep.
So your customer experience, as far as like someone contacts you, they want to get flooring done. What does your process look like? Like, who's it coming into? Who's it getting passed off to? Because these are the things like we're really dialing in with our business over the last couple of years, and now we're teaching people to do. And I didn't realize how important all of that is.
Totally. Yeah. So we have a small team. We have an office manager who's normally the one that answers the phone. So if you call in wanting to schedule an appointment, you talk to her, and then she hands it off to a member of the sales team. So myself or one of our other designers, we come out to your home or your business for a free consultation, take measurements, show you samples, go through the whole thing. Start to finish, within 60 to 90 minutes, you have a price on the material that you chose. So super easy for people. You don't have to wait 3 days for us to go back and calculate everything. It's very simple, like one visit, very easy, but no high pressure sales pitch. So if you want to make a decision that day, great. If you want to take your time, also great. Like we're not high pressure at all. And then once we sign a contract and, get a deposit and all of that, then we pass it off to our install manager. He orders everything, schedules everything. He's there every day checking on multi-day installs. He's the single point of contact between the crew if they come up with an issue and the homeowner if they have questions. So a lot of hand holding, very white gloves experience.
Okay. That sounds exactly like our system right now.
Yeah.
Actually identical.
Okay.
We're very, very big on like how quickly can we get out?
Yep.
And then how efficiently and like informed can we actually choose something with the customer based off their actual needs. And for us, it even involves like testing the glass to make sure we're choosing the right film.
Yep.
But we've made that process really simple. You have the ability to sign up and do it right there on the spot, but no pressure. You're getting sent a copy of it.
Yep.
Once it gets approved, it's going to our flat glass manager who handles all the scheduling.
Perfect.
Cuts up the jobs for the guys. And from like that point on, it's back there with him.
Yep.
So separating it and creating systems like that has made us so much more efficient.
Well, and it's just a better experience for the customer, right?
100%.
That like they know there's a single point of contact that they can talk to. If they have an issue and they're like, hey, I'm not sure about this, or how do I take care of my windows once the tint is on? They don't have to call some 1-800 number and get passed around. They know who to call. They know you guys are going to take good care of them. Yeah.
And that's where what kind of technology, like CRM, are you using something that the franchise provides? So.
Yeah, it's a proprietary software. Okay. So we come in with a tablet that's got a measuring software built in. We draw all the rooms. We put all the materials in. It's really, really easy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool AI things we use as well. Like there's a room visualizer where I can take a picture of your room and then plug in the flooring you're considering, and you can see how it's going to look. It's cool. Yeah. Next level stuff.
Yeah, that's so important.
Yep.
That's like right now we're using a CRM that's specifically built for window tint.
Okay.
So our ability to take pictures on the spot, build it out. We have canned proposals.
Yep.
So once we've taken the measurements, determine which type of film, it takes 5 minutes to create a proposal.
Exactly.
Go over it with the customer right there on the spot.
Well, and that process of going through the pricing with the customer in the initial appointment, people don't realize how important that is. I talk to a lot of like new FCI franchise owners or salespeople that they're nervous to talk about pricing and they're nervous to go through it all. You have to have those conversations. A, so you can talk through any issues that they have or questions that they have, but B, you're there explaining it like in person, face to face. It's just so much easier. And you can only do that if you have a really good CRM and software that makes it so you can deliver a price quickly. Yeah, no, it's such a huge part of our process now. And it's such an edge because you're going against competition that's still doing it on paper. Totally. Not doing it on the spot. Yep. And like we'll send back a price, and I come across those all the time, which blows my mind. Well, and a lot of our competitors, they say they're going to send a quote and then they never send it. Yeah. It's like, what is the point of even going out and meeting with the customer? Ridiculous. Yeah, well, it's funny. Everybody wants like the secret answer to be successful in business. And
the more I've looked for it over the years, the more I've realized it's a bunch of small little things done properly, consistently is what actually matters.
Totally.
There's no like magic fix.
No, the magic fix is do the same thing over and over, get really good at it, work hard, treat people well, right? That's it.
Actually try to provide a valuable service for your customer where they're happy with it at the end.
Yep.
It's like such basic stuff. It seems corny almost.
Well, I think it's I think it's important to be thinking about what your values are that guide your company, right? So for us, we have 3 core values. The first one is love. And we talk about that every week in our team meetings. How are we showing love to our customers? And sometimes when I've explained that to people, they're like, well, that's weird. Why do you have to love people? It's flooring. Well, we're a people company. We're installing their floors, yes, but like it's about the people. It's about the relationships. It's about taking good care of them. So the first one is love. The second one is always adding value. So occasionally people come to us and they're a customer we can't help. They have some weird off the wall thing that we don't know what to do. We always try to connect them with somebody who can help them, right? If we're not the best fit. And then every step of the way, we're trying to deliver a really outstanding experience. So those 3 things are basic. Like they're not rocket science, but it's all about treating people well, taking good care of them, showing them you care.
Yeah, it really is that simple. That's even our sales process right now. We've really evolved, and luckily our whole industry is, because you can't just take any film and put it on any window, especially when it comes to homes. Yeah. And ever since we started using meters to test the glass, because there's films you could get away with that are going to be safe on pretty much every type of glass. But how well they're going to perform actually changes drastically depending on the type of low E coating that's on the glass and which surface it's on. So when people are going out and they're just measuring up and going with the films they know are safe and aren't going to break windows, they're not going through that education process with the customer of showing them like, and the technical expertise of like, look, we care. So we really want to make sure that the film we choose for you is going to work the best for what you're trying to solve on this window.
Absolutely.
And it's going to still be covered under the manufacturer's warranty. And by taking that extra time to reassure them, because that's one of the biggest fears in our industry is that you're going to break your windows.
Totally. Yeah.
So up front, I'm addressing that before we get to anything else. We haven't picked the film or anything. And sometimes it causes us to where the person wanted our most expensive film. Our clear, high heat rejection ceramic films are like the Ferrari of window tint. But if you have a window that film isn't going to make a big difference on, and I have to tell you, like, look, I could put that on there, but it's only going to increase the heat rejection a little bit. If you do want to increase heat rejection on this window, we can go darker to block visible light, or we can go on the exterior. Those aren't as expensive products. It's going to be a cheaper ticket for me. But I've just, created that visibility with them that, like, I'm not going to lie to them to put something on there that's not going to work.
Right.
And now maybe they'll pivot to something darker, or maybe it's like, no, I really don't want dark. I thought I was going to get clear high heat rejection. So we might not get the sale because of it. But the trust I just built with that person, the next time they do need window tint,
who are they going to call?
They're probably going to call us. So it's like, I would much rather lead that way than, I know there's people out there that aren't even testing. And most new homes right now have glass that are really, really high end, clear, high heat rejection films aren't going to do anything.
Right.
But there's shops out there I know right now that are selling that stuff left and right all day and just installing it on windows, and it's not making a difference.
Well, and what a shame, because that's a missed opportunity where you're more interested in building trust.
Yeah.
You're more interested in taking care of people and delivering the solution that's going to make a difference for them. That's the thing that matters. Well, what are their needs? How do you solve their problems?
And selfishly, long term, I know it's going to be a benefit.
Well, that's not selfish. That's like, it's the way it should be.
Well, it's rather than short-term thinking, because the person that's taking the money for the upsell now on something that might not create a positive experience, that person's not referring their family or their friends or their neighbors.
Well, and that's a big deal in our industry too. Not all flooring is created equal, right? You can go down to Chinatown and get the stuff that's 49 cents a square foot. And sure, it'll say that it's going to last, and it doesn't, right? So there's a big education component that goes into it, where we're trying to figure out, what are you optimizing for? Do you have big dogs? Do you have kids? Do you have lots of water? What are the things you need to protect your floors from? And let's find a floor that's going to fit that. Yeah. And all about finding the right solution. But also, there's a ton of different options, and it all just depends on what they need.
Yeah. It's that's where we always lead with. Why are we here? What problem are we trying to solve?
Right.
Then we're going to diagnose what we're working with as far as the glass goes. Then here's how we solve these problems for you with this glass. Yeah, I don't know. If you lead from that, I feel like it's kind of hard to lose.
Totally.
It kills me to see how many people don't send proposals though. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
It doesn't make any sense. Well, they don't send proposals or they don't follow up, right? They might send a proposal and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
We gain a lot of business from people that say, look, you were the one that followed up, 3, 4 weeks, 6 weeks later.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going? What questions can I answer? Do you need to see more options? Like other companies aren't doing that.
Yeah.
It's missed opportunity for sure.
I think it's those same companies that aren't using CRMs. They're not organizing themselves in a way to where it's easy and you can't miss doing it.
Yep.
The automation that comes from having everything digital.
It's huge.
Yeah. It's like having 10 extra people around.
Yes.
Like, especially now you start talking about AI. Have you been playing around with AI
a little
on
bit.
The business side of things?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. It's the thing that I find the most fascinating with AI is looking at AI is out there looking at businesses, gathering information about us, right? And so it's looking at your social media, looking at all the different things that you do. And if you don't have any kind of a digital presence, AI can't recommend you.
Oh, yeah.
And people are starting to go to ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, tell me about the flooring companies that are top rated or window tint, right? And if there's no information about you online, AI can't recommend you.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Your social media presence, you're pretty active on Instagram?
Fairly active. We're not super good at it. We're working on it. But yeah, my husband, he loves posting like informational type videos. So we do a lot of like, what are the differences between, I don't know, different types of carpet pad, or tell me about underlayment, tell me about wear layer, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We do a lot of informational.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just putting anything out there is huge right now.
Yep.
Yeah, even for like SEO, web crawling for the AI, like social media is huge.
Yep.
It's funny. I've been using AI like crazy, and I just recently discovered NotebookLM.
Okay, I've heard of it.
It might have me completely off of using Chat GPT completely. It's crazy. Okay. It's such a better interface with AI than anything else I found, because it allows you to load your own sources.
Oh, cool.
So you've got like a source menu, you've got a chat in the center, and then you've got a studio on the right that'll generate stuff for you. And the output I've been getting from it and how organized I can make a chat, and by adding your own sources, it gets rid of hallucinations. So like you can load your SOP into a source. You can load your company's brands and images. And then in the chat, you can be like, hey, give me a prompt for an infographic using our company's logo, and take section 1 of our SOPs and turn it into an infographic. Cool. And it like immediately pumps out exactly what you just asked it to, but like really high level design, your logo included, like yeah,
I'll have to look into that. That sounds amazing.
I've been playing with it like crazy. But even transcribing calls. You can throw a call in and it'll transcribe it, and then you can literally I need notes from this conversation for my CRM. Right. And you have like next level notes to put into your CRM.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many different ways you could play with that. But yeah, I've been like digging into it like crazy. We've been launching the Tint Lab, like our training academy community. But people will come for a physical class, but then they'll have access to an online kind of all the material from the class.
Awesome.
Online at school.com. And I've been building a lot of the stuff out for that in there. And I'm able to create like 30-page long slide decks for like presenting a topic in the class. And it looks like I spent a lot of money, at least on Fiverr, having somebody design a bunch of stuff up for me. Yeah, that's been a game changer. And I'm excited to see that stuff starting to natively get more integrated into the CRMs. Yeah. Because when your CRM automatically transcribes your call, creates notes for you perfectly, better than you could on the main matrix you want to have notes on. And you can just interact with the CRM directly like that. That's
a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. FCI is working on, I think we're supposed to get new software this summer. That's next level. It's going to have all that kind of stuff like within everything, here's the objection the customer gave me. What are some ways I can overcome it. Here's what they said to me. What should we do about this? They're looking for this. Tell me some options that are going to work. And then even little things like a little portal where once you send the proposal, then it's going to give you a notification every time they open it.
Yeah.
So what parts are they interacting with? Okay, they were more interested in this one than this one. Maybe let's show some other options for that material.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the part I'm most excited about. We'll see. Supposedly, you're going to be able to pan around the room and it takes the measurements right there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It'll be cool.
Yeah. I've played around with some of the measuring tools on the iPhone, see if it would work for certain windows.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you're at like weird angles and stuff.
Yes.
So
it's
like,
tricky.
Yeah. But as soon as somebody does have that mapped in, that's a game changer.
Well, and that also eliminates some of the dead time where the customer's kind of waiting for you. Because if it's a whole house, it might take me 20 or 25 minutes to measure.
Yeah.
And so it's anything that can speed that part up, I think is really good. So you have more hands-on time with the client.
Yeah. We're kind of lucky with windows. I feel like I kind of keep the conversation going as we're going around from window to window. Because I standing there measuring, I can keep talking. I'm not having to measure the floors.
Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, if I could just take pictures of the windows and know that the measurements were exact, that would save me a ton of time because I'm taking the picture anyways.
Yep. Right. Same thing. We're measuring the rooms, taking pictures, making notes. But yeah, if it could do all that for you.
I've always thought there might be a cool little, maybe there's like a physical card that I could have that I would stick on the window that has scaling on it to where when you took the picture, you could just match it up and maybe have AI just match.
That's a cool idea.
Automatically make it to scale based off of something you add into the image.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be practical, but.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
But I'm sure that the cameras and AI are going to figure it out just by looking without even you having to do that. So
100%.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So how many employees do you guys have?
Right now, we just had somebody new start today. Okay. So 18 or 19.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, how about you guys?
So we have 5 full-time employees, and then we have 5 different install teams.
Okay. So 5 people that aren't installing and then 5 teams of installers.
Teams of installers.
So 2 people per team?
Some have more. One of our biggest crews has like 5 or 6 people depending on the day. Yeah. Sometimes we can take a big team and sort of split them up if there's smaller projects. But yeah, we have 2 different crews that we keep pretty busy for tile, 2 for LVP and commercial flooring, and then 1 for carpet.
That's a big operation to be managing. But the way you told me you have it separated, is definitely that's the only way it works. People have to have people in seats that have responsibilities that aren't all falling back on you. So
well, and when we first started, an awful lot of it was on my shoulders. My husband kept his software job for the first year we were open, so we had health insurance and steady paycheck while we figured it out. And I would go sell, and then I would also be dealing with installing it. And it's a lot of work. It's so much nicer for me. It feels like a vacation now that all I do is manage our sales team and go out and sell floors. And then I just know Kevin's got it covered. Like once I sell it, he takes over and it's great. So much better.
Yeah. It's funny. Growing up, my parents were always in like the camp of like stay small. They were like afraid of the chaos of a bigger organization. Which and what's funny is the more people I talk to for Tint Lab that are calling to come to that are in that stage that, once you realize like getting just the right people in the right seats and are actually able to don't hover, don't micromanage, let people actually do their job. A lot of people want to take charge.
Yes.
More people want to be leaders than don't. And actually allowing that to happen at every level makes everybody stronger. And the peace of mind, like right now, the fact that we can go on vacation.
Yes.
And know that we don't even have to pay attention to the business. It's going to be taken care of, is such a huge peace of mind that growing up, seeing my parents never be like that.
No vacation.
They had to keep an eye on everything all the time. And if they did go on vacation, they're on the phone for business the entire time. And, but having those systems in place and people that you can actually put into those spots it's huge. It's an entirely different game.
Well, and I think too, what's the point of owning a business if all you're doing is working all the time? I want to own a business where we're employing people, taking good care of them. They're providing well for their families. They're happy, and we all work together, and it's manageable for everybody, right? Like there's no reason to do it otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, otherwise all you've done is created a job for yourself.
Correct.
I mean, is that more freedom than working for someone else? Sure. I know a ton of people that are happy with that. Cool.
But that's,
yeah.
And that's the place that keeps people stuck, I think, is if you have an operation that's running pretty well and it's maybe you and one or two other people, it's hard to make that jump where you figure out, okay, who do we need to hire next to help us scale? But when you make that jump and you hire the right people that fit your culture, that treat the other employees well, treat the customers well, and they're just going to take ownership, it's a game changer. Yeah,
definitely. And with the amount of resources that are out there, like if you truly do want to grow and get better, you can find the information. Like so much of the little tidbits I've taken away from podcasts and audiobooks and people that are just putting it out there on social media right now, like Alex Hermosi.
I love Alex Hermosi.
Like the amount of free information I've gotten from him that I've been able to take and like change the way I think and I act. Because like for him, the definition of learning is actually changing your habit, right? Like if you learn a piece of information and it doesn't change how you operate and whatever that given thing is, then you didn't learn anything.
Correct.
Like one of the ideas that he taught that was really big, I think, for all of us here, especially when dealing with my brother and my sister on like making big decisions, is the whole idea, is it a reversible decision or is it irreversible? And like, where does it fall on that spectrum? Things like changing pricing or things that are flexible, like, okay, well, if you want to try a new pricing strategy or offer, just do it.
Just try it, see what happens.
And run it for 20 consultations or however many you're going to do it. And then just look at the data and see what the results are. If it was bad, you go back to what you're doing, or maybe test something else. You can always change course really quickly. When I feel like any decision, even if it was super flexible and really reversible, we didn't agree on, we wouldn't do anything. So we weren't like taking action on it. Now it's like, okay, if one of us has the other two or two of us have the other one kind of in a direction on should we or shouldn't we do something, it's like, I always come back to that. Well, how flexible is this? Is this something like if we change it, it's going to be a big problem, or is it something we could immediately change right back? And if that's the case, like, okay, let's just do it and see what happens.
Try it. See what happens. Well, and so often we get stuck, like we get in our own way of we want to try and find the perfect solution, the perfect this, the perfect that. There's no perfect thing. Make a change, see if it works. And if it does, great. If not, make some more tweaks, do something else. But it's all about just pick something, do it. And then see what happens.
And that's the other thing, the Hermosi thing. Like, what's the highest leverage opportunity? Like, you're thinking you want to grow, but you're worried about what do you do next, or who do you hire? Like, in my mind, what's the highest leverage opportunity that you should be doing? And most of the time, it's probably selling. So how can you utilize yourself in that role as much as possible? What role do you need to take yourself out of to allow you to go do that? Because then no matter how well that person performs, ideally it would be well. But your time being spent on the other thing is more valuable than whatever it's costing you to pay that person.
Absolutely. Or things like outsourcing your bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you can probably do it yourself. What higher value activities can you do with the time that you spend bookkeeping if you outsource it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about figuring out where your strengths lie and how to optimize your time to do more of what you're good at. Yeah. That's going to bring more value to the business.
And then 100%. And then get better at it, and encourage people in your company to get better at the things that they're doing. And like I said, I don't know, between AI and just in general, just podcasts and audiobooks and YouTube, that whatever you want to learn is available to learn right now. Way better than any university could teach it. Like, honestly, like playing around with NotebookLM, my daughter's about to go to college, and I'm like, I was showing her this weekend, like, look, you got to learn how to use this thing. Because if you're taking a class right now in college, you can start a notebook, start putting your sources for the class in there, the teacher's grading rubrics, the textbooks, anything about the course. You can go and then record the class, throw it in there, it'll transcribe it. You can create custom slide decks. You can create a custom podcast about whichever chapter you're on. That then while you're out running or at the gym, you can be listening to. Flashcards.
You can help you review.
You can make your own quizzes. Like, You can have it help you write your outline for your paper. Like you can, or you could just have it write your paper for you, which is where most people are thinking kids are going to do for school. But I think the real cool tool right now is use it to actually help you study and learn the knowledge and help you write the paper.
Absolutely.
But help you write the paper. Don't
write it for you.
Don't be like, hey, write this paper for me. No,
Yes.
like you give it context. You actually go through the process of using it for your class. How much time is that going to save you, especially as a student athlete?
Totally. So much.
Yeah. Now, how can we do that in our business? Is like how I've been thinking, like, okay, how can we implement this more? Can we automatically have the conversations with the customers transcribed and turned into notes? Like, how do we automate that? Like either that's going to be a function from the CRM you're using, or there's got to be a way to create that automation yourself.
Well, and it's all about that whole work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
How can we put the tools to use to free up like human time to do the stuff that only we can do?
Yeah, that's how you scale the unscalable. Like, because there's certain stuff that only you can do, and that's where you need to focus your time on. So how do you strip it away? But the making decisions that we were just talking about kind of falls back to how you've got, just like we do, different departments and people in charge at certain phases. Jocko Willink, Ricky's gone to, I think 2 or 3 of his musters so far for leadership.
Okay.
That's someone I always fall back on too, is how do we create a culture of extreme ownership?
Yes.
Where everybody feels like a leader, and maybe one of my guys has a solution for how to attack a project that like brings to me, and it's like 80 to 90% as good as the plan that I would try to go execute. For me, it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. Because it's his plan.
Yes. And he's going to believe in it. He's going to thought of it.
He's going to believe in it. Yep. He's going to do everything he can to prove this was the right way to do it.
Yep.
And it's going to get done well. Opposed to me going, no. Do it my way. Here's it. And it's minor changes I'm making.
Yep. Always.
But now all of a sudden he's got no ownership over the plan. Like not as bought in as, I mean, should there be times that that's going to be the case? Yeah, it's when the plan they bring me is like a 60% plan. Sure. And it's like, okay, no.
We got to workshop it. You got to make it better.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'm not just going to say, no, just do it this way. Like, oh, have you thought about this?
Right.
Yeah.
Some of that next level thinking. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you got someone that's empowered to not want to call you and ask you to fix it for them. Or if they do, they've already got an idea of a solution.
Exactly right. Well, and I see a lot of people get stuck where they have employees that don't really believe that they can be the solution, right? Where Kevin, our install manager, most of the time I hear about problems after he's already solved them.
Yep.
Just like, oh, hey, by the way, we ran into this thing. Here's what I did about it. Great. That's exactly what you want. He's taken ownership. He knows he's empowered to solve the problem. Yeah. And then he solves the problem. I mean, that's ideal. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about every problem and have to figure out a solution. That's what your team is for, is to be the problem solvers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to tell you about Tint Lab. Not only where you're going to learn how to install like the best, but beyond the installation, you're going to learn how to sell like the best. Go to tintlabusa.com. Find out today.
It sounds like we're operating very, very, very similarly.
Yes.
That's awesome. Where are you guys located?
So we have a showroom that's in Henderson on the corner of Eastern and Horizon Ridge.
Okay.
So like just before you head into Anthem, if you know where the Pink Box Donuts is over there, we're in that same parking lot.
My kids go to Coronado. So.
Okay, yeah. I always just tell people look for the Pink Box and then you'll find us. But the showroom's open 6 days a week. We do consultations 6 days a week. We're pretty available to help people. But if people just want to swing on by and see what we have, we're super happy to do that as well.
What are you doing? Are you doing any like kind of meta ads or anything like that? How's that working for you?
Fine, good. I mean, it all works together with everything else, right? So you can't have an ad without also having social media presence, without also having, the local presence. There's a ton of things that go into it. So it's hard to say how any one tactic is working because I think they all work together.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Unfortunately,
I
wish it was easier.
Yeah, no, I agree. That it's really hard when you're trying to really like pay attention to the numbers and see what's coming from where. You start realizing how difficult it really is.
Yes.
Because there is, well, I mean, like we run a Google and Meta stack. Like that's what we're spending ads on is those two combined. Probably, I don't know, it should be the bare basics for everyone right now, in my opinion, in most industries.
Yes.
'Cause when you think about the money you're spending on Google ads, and if you've got that Facebook pixel on your website, you're immediately kind of capturing that person for retargeting on Meta.
Yep.
And the two of those together,
That's money.
yeah. And then if you're actually putting out good organic content, you're getting a couple 100,000 views a month for that. Like, now those might not be all local, but still.
But it's still, it adds to what the algorithm sees. And people look at the social media stuff as a means of validating what they see.
Yeah.
If they come to
Social
Google
proof.
first, right, then they're going to go to social media, then they're going to read your reviews and all that. And we see our results continue to improve, you know, the stronger our presence on Google is. So I think I checked this morning, we have 207 reviews.
Yeah.
We're 5 stars.
Yeah,
I mean,
for 3 years,
makes a
that's
difference.
impressive.
We've worked really hard. We're trying to always make every customer into a raving fan, right? So our customers are happy. We get reviews from about half of our
So do you
clients.
have a process set up like during the sale or after the installation where you're asking for it, or is there automation? How are you doing it?
We mostly ask for it personally. So like Kevin, when he's doing the final job walk and collecting payment, he asks for a review. Our office manager asks again. Typically the salesperson who sold it will go back for kind of a happiness check a couple weeks later, asks for one again. So they're getting multiple touch points. And for us, that has worked well. We've tried some automations to ask for reviews and just didn't get as good of a response. Where if you have a person looking at you in the face saying, "Hey, Bob, I know you're happy with your floors," like, it would make a huge difference to our company if you could leave a review. That personal touch has made a difference for us.
I think we're gonna have to play around with that more. So we automated a while ago, and it worked so much better than what we were doing, which was nothing.
Which is nothing. Okay. So that's amazing. Good.
Yeah. So I think we probably started using Nice Jobs 6 or 7 years ago. And when you log into it and first set it up, it has you like log into your Google, Yelp, give it all of your different accounts and like access to it. And I think we had like 80 total reviews because we'd never paid attention to it. We got a lot of referrals and word of mouth, but my dad was super old school and just, we didn't pay attention.
Think about it.
Didn't pay attention to it. Turned Nice Jobs on, and that does like a follow-up when we have it connected through Zapier. So when QuickBooks would show like paid in full, which normally meant the job was done, it would zap, and then Nice Jobs would send a text message, and then there was 3 follow-ups. And I think over the years it's changed, and I think they're constantly playing with it. Sometimes it's another follow-up text and then 2 emails, and I don't know what the order is always in, but they're kind of updating it based off of what they're seeing. And even the copy of the text or the email is constantly being tested and changed. And the cadence of when it sends it out, I think, changes also. But once they do leave a review, it stops sending it to them.
Yes.
And it's like a link that they get that when they click on it, if they're on a mobile device, it automatically is going to give them the option of whatever they're already logged to on their phone.
Yes, that's ours is too. We send them a link, and then all they do is click it, and then they just hit 5 stars and write the review. Yes.
But we've taken out the process of ever asking for it for a long time now. I'm interested, like, this will be one of the things that we can be like flexible on and just play around with. Cause I bet you we would have a higher review rate. I mean, we're at like 2,100 right now on Google, but we've been running that automation and we have a lot of customers. And then we strive to make sure they're all happy. I think we're still at like 50 or 60% repeat customers or referrals. And we do quite a bit of advertising, but it's still like the referral and repeat number is huge.
Well, and Google is looking, something about how AI looks at your Google page is they're looking at like frequency of reviews. So if you have like a 3-month stint where you don't really get any, and then you get a whole bunch, it's so much better to get like a couple every week, you know, and add to it. But one other thing we've done that's helped is we have like a QR code that takes people to our review page. That's on Kevin's business card. So he always gives people a card at the end, like, hey, scan this code. This is where you can do it. Plus we're texting him a link too. So but it sounds like your system works well.
I mean, we've been able to just kind of set it, forget it. I mean, during the summer, we might be doing, depending on the size of the job, for like residential, commercial, we might have a day where we have 6 jobs, or we might have a day where we have 1 big job. So, but every one of those people is getting requested. And then the automotive side, it might be as many as 20 cars in a day. So the volume,
huge volume
coming through is like, so it's probably a good mix, half and half of residential and automotive, maybe more automotive reviews, but But just the fact that they're getting at least 4 touch points without us even having to think about it.
Amazing.
But at the same time, it wouldn't be hard for us to mention it.
Yeah, just mention
verbally,
it once or twice.
yeah.
What do you guys do as far as getting, encouraging people to refer others? Like, we're working on this year wanting to do a little more of a concerted, like, we're going to ask people for referrals. Because we do get a lot of repeat and referral business, but we'd like to increase it, of course. Yeah,
totally. We've actually been back and forth for this for a little bit. I think we have a template drawn up for like an offer we're going to like immediately have in the CRM to send the customer. And when you close out the install, go over with them like, hey, we've got this referral program to where there would be some type of incentive for them to refer.
Send them a gift card or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
The details of how we would actually lock that in to make it simple and not create a bunch of extra work for somebody is what I think is kind of holding that up. So we're trying to figure out the best way we could do it in like an automated, easy way.
Yeah, that's
so yeah, I think once we figure that out, which there has to be something out there, we just need to spend a little bit more time looking into it. We'll implement that because we've been talking about it. And what I have done too, and this is something I did find a tech platform that I think that I'm going to use using AI, kind of asking it. We do work for a lot of contractors, like whether it's actual general contractors or landscapers for like turf protection.
Yep.
We've already like kind of signed some deals up with a couple companies where like we're their preferred vendor. They're going to send all their jobs to us. And they're getting like an affiliate fee.
Sure.
So they're not doing the project as part of their project. They refer us to come out. We handle the tint. And
they get a little kickback.
Yeah. So I've found something that looks pretty cool to automate that to where both sides of the deal have like a portal.
Nice, where they can kind of log, here's the person I'm sending your way and keep track of it.
Well, like so like even it creates like a custom landing page where they can even give it to their customer. And if the customer fills it out, we know that it came from them. And then we track if it turns into a project that we actually do in that software would then show like, this is how much it ended up being. Here's what we're going to be sending you. And then it's automated to pay them out.
That's awesome.
ACH. That I want to get into effect like immediately because going after more of those types of accounts, a contractor or a landscaper that's sending me 10 to 20 jobs a year, in my mind is a lot better than trying to go get one customer.
Well, and if you just get 1 or 2 more people doing that every year, I mean, and those are the best kind of jobs to go on because you know that they've already sold you, right? They've already said, here's who you call. They're going to take good care of you. Those customers are not shopping around. They're not, going to push you really hard on price. They just know that you're going to take good care of them. Yeah. Sign me up. How do I get more?
That's the big thing too. Is like, that's who I want to serve. And I think a thing that holds people down, I think on pricing sometimes is wanting to serve everybody. And like, we give like a first responder and a repeat customer discount. That's it. Like maybe we might run some type of crazy promo for like Black Friday, but it's only going to be available for a really limited time. But like day to day, we're not selling through discounts. Like if you're pricing, if you're shopping and we're going through this process, this is what our price is. And you're hiring us because you want it done properly. And you don't want to deal with any headaches. Like,
well, if they're looking for the cheapest option, they're not your customer. Right? If they're looking for the most complete option that fits their needs and is going to be done well, then that's it.
Exactly.
Same. If somebody comes to us and their very first question is like, what's the price on this? How cheap can I get it for? Whatever. They're usually not our client. Because there's so much that goes into it. And there's a lot of contractors out there that don't include everything up front. Like our price is always down to the penny. That's the price you're going to pay.
That's what we do too.
Because nobody wants that kind of surprise. So like my price tends to be a little bit more than some other companies. And it's because we include things like leveling your subfloor, making sure that it's prepped, all that stuff that needs to be done so that a floor is going to perform well. It's included in the price. But there's some education that has to go into that, right? So if the only thing they care about is price and they don't want to hear anything else, I mean, what do? We educate, and sometimes they understand and sometimes they don't, and that's okay. They can find somebody else to do it for their price, and they'll call us back in a few years and we can redo it and no big deal, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I think so many people that the more I look at what other people are doing, just because we're doing the academy, or I guess we're not calling it academy more, but we're teaching people like the architectural side of the business, not just the installation, but like the business side of it.
Yep.
I already know because I hear what other customers out here are getting, or customers are getting prices from other people. But kind of like you said, the difference in the material cost, even film's the same way. I mean, there's a roll of film we have in there. It's our top end automotive film that is like a $3,500 roll that'll maybe do 15 to 20 cars.
Okay.
You can get that same size roll, same amount of material in an off-brand for $50.
Oh,
that's the
yikes.
Range of material options out there. It's hard to explain that to the end consumer.
Right.
But the cool thing is the people that do care about that are already done nowadays. They've already done a little bit of research.
Yes.
And they know it's going to cost.
Right.
But so you can identify really easily the person that's only pricing or purchasing on price,
sure,
and the person that cares about quality and getting it done right. So
well, and usually in the initial phone call, so let's say somebody has called my office manager and set up an appointment, and let's say I have a consultation scheduled in 2 days. I usually call them same day that it gets scheduled, introduce myself, ask some questions, kind of start brainstorming. I usually provide an initial sort of price range, just because most people don't know how much floors cost, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they've done a little bit of research online, but just to help people understand, there's a huge range of materials, and we can find something that fits your budget. But the most important thing is to understand that, like, you cannot put a very, very, very cheap product in and expect it to do well. So we got to find something that's going to fit your needs and hopefully fit your budget too.
Yeah, and last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like let's say somebody's doing a luxury vinyl plank. My least expensive LVP that I will sell is like $250 a square foot for the materials. That's bottom of the barrel for us. You can find cheaper stuff somewhere else. We won't install it, right? So this is still decent quality, $250 a square foot. My most expensive LVP in my collection is like $16 a square foot for the material. So there's a huge range and everything in between, but it all just depends on what are they looking for, how long do they want it to last. Like, tell us about your family, tell us about your pets. Like, let's find the solution that fits what you need so you don't have to do it again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it's a one and done.
It's a way to do it. I mean, it's exactly what we're doing with film. Our price range isn't quite that wide, but it gets close. Our top end film is like closer to $9 a square. No, nine-ish. Yeah. But it goes down to film that like there's some decorative like frost film that might be $1.50 a square foot.
It's a huge range. It's a huge range, and to know that there's everything in between, and it's all about how do they need it to perform.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then even the install, like that door right there, you got French pane windows.
Yep.
Same amount of square footage of glass as the door next to it.
So much more work though.
Yeah. So that has to get factored in too.
Yes.
So that's where you need someone selling that actually understands that. Yep. Or who's doing the selling now? Is it still you, or do you have other salespeople?
We have other salespeople as well. I still do a lot. I do a lot of our referral and repeat business with my connections, but I still do a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I sold like 1.7 million last year.
Okay. Awesome. So,
pat myself on the back.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's right about where I was at for the tint side, because that's all I've been doing is the sales side.
Yeah. It's the most fun anyway.
Yeah.
Selling's fun.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's fun, especially I believe in the product so much too, because I installed my whole life. Yep. And one of the reasons why we started doing this, and one of the reasons why I knew going heavy on social media content was gonna be so huge for us and just for the whole industry, is I would go on jobs my whole life. I mean, even recently, if I'd gone on a job and it's a really high heat rejection film and the person was really complaining about the heat, as soon as you put one window up in direct sunlight and have them stand in front of it and then stand to the window next to it, it's like
game changer.
And you get to feel it like real time, sweating, cleaning the window, getting it ready, just sweating in front of the window. And then you drop the film and it's like, all right, I can't wait to get it all up. Like you can feel the difference.
Yep.
So then going out and selling that and being very confident and knowing I know what I'm talking about technically, like testing the glass and stuff, that has to come off to the customer as like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Well, and you believe so much in your team and the level of expertise and experience. Like you just know people are going to get a great experience. Like it's very easy for me to confidently walk into a customer's home and know that A, we're going to find something that fits their needs and their budget, but B, we're going to install it beautifully and they're going to have a great experience. Like we have really happy customers because we take such good care of them. So, I mean, who doesn't want to sell that?
Well, and anybody that's ever had a customer that's not happy, you know that's like you definitely don't want that.
No.
Like it's like stressful beyond belief.
Yes.
And we do a lot of work. Do we have an occasional something goes wrong or whatever, and you got to put a fire out?
Yep.
But as long as you do it immediately, take care of whatever's wrong. You like my guys mess something up and we got to pay to get something painted or whatever it is. Like, all right, I got a guy I can have over there like
right now.
Yes. And we're going to take care of it. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, they're not going to stick it on me. Yes. Now you get the best referrals you've ever gotten.
Yep. Because they can say, look, everything didn't always go perfectly, but they were there every step of the way to make sure I was happy.
Yeah.
I mean, and most other companies are not going to do that.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, you're going to call a 1-800 number and play phone tag with people for 3 weeks before you get somebody to even acknowledge what happened.
Or they're going to like argue and try to say it's not our fault and try to get out of paying it. And it's like, man, is it like, I don't think
it's
people
not worth it.
Not at all. It's not even close. I've seen it happen so many times where some rare fluke thing has happened on the automotive side of the business where something gets damaged on a car unexpectedly. And we immediately contact them, let them know. Sometimes, you know, you break a windshield on some of these cars now, it's a couple $1,000s. Like, and it has happened. And I know every tint shop out there has had it happen. That sucks up front. But almost every single time we've had something like that happen and we just immediately take care of the person, all of a sudden we're doing their wife's car or we're going and we're doing their house or they just referred somebody else to us. And it's like, you'll get it back.
Totally. Like, 100%.
And now you didn't just tarnish your reputation because the person that you piss off is going to do 10 times more damage than the person that you make really happy.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, and like you said, occasionally you encounter people, something goes wrong. Yes, you should fix it. Every now and then you have a customer that's just, there are some people that are difficult, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the difficult people we bend over backward for, and we love them and we care about them even while they're driving us crazy. Because that's the right thing to do. Yeah. And they're not getting that experience from other companies. Yeah. So.
It's funny. We had an installer that was with us for a long time years ago. And there's a video clip of him out there. One of our manufacturers had like a party for SEMA.
Okay.
And I think they came by and like interviewed us. And in his interview, it was like, they asked him, what do you like about your job? And he said, I like making picky customers happy. And it was like, that's
it.
It's a good one to live by. Because if you can do that, when they refer you somebody, everybody that knows them knows them.
Yes.
And if you made them happy,
then you know you're going to be overjoyed.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, so like we've had some customers, usually it's kind of cute older ladies, right? Maybe they live alone. They don't have a lot of people in their lives. And occasionally we'll get one or two that they keep calling us with like, oh, well, I have a question. You know, what about this? Kevin, can you come out one more time? And some of these people, they just want a little more human connection. So Kevin will go back out and like show them how to make their vacuum work on their new floor or, you know, touch up this little thing that really didn't need to be touched up. But just because they want, they're sad to see the experience end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really good when you have a customer that's so happy that they want you to come back and it's not for a problem.
Yes. Just come see this. That's my favorite thing to do is after a project's installed, you know, check in with somebody a couple weeks later. Hey, can I come see the full finished thing in person? Of course, I've been following along with pictures and videos and stuff, but there's nothing like being in a customer's home and they are just overjoyed. Like they're so happy with their floors. And I ask them, I always say, do you have any complaints? Like now's your chance. Do you have anything that you think we could have done differently or better? And 9 times out of 10, it's no, everything was great. Like I cannot think of anything that you could have done better.
Okay. This is the other reason why we do this selfishly is I'm trying to learn stuff. I really like that idea. And again, I'm like so confident. I know the guys have taken care of it.
Yep.
And we don't go do like I'm going to come check this out and walk through. I really like that idea.
We don't do it with every customer because there's too many of them, right?
Yeah.
So you pick the ones that you had a really strong personal connection with, or a bigger project or things like that.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
definitely.
huge.
Well, I'm thinking even next level. Jordan's not going to like this as much, but these will be time. If I schedule these, I'll see if I can get their approval to like, can I get some video footage of the finished product?
Yep.
And then maybe get a testimonial.
Yep. And customers love that.
Oh, yeah.
They love it.
That's how we get some good video testimonials.
Yes. Yeah. There's been a handful that we've had like a professional real estate photographer go out and take some pictures and video, and customers love it because they're so happy. They want to show off their house.
Yeah.
The next idea that my husband's pushing, I think we'll probably do this year, is see if we can get a couple customers to do like a new floors party, and we will pay for the food, and they just need to invite their friends and neighbors, and it's like an open house for the new floors. And everybody just gets to come and see, their beautiful new house.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
Check back with me next year and see.
No, that'll be some cool content
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that'd almost be like an Apple release. Like,
yes, exactly right.
Yeah, a little beginning scenes. Actually, the one they just had a year or two ago really blew me. It was all these people having birthday parties.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And as you start going along, you realize they're all got an iPhone or an Apple Watch. And then it kind of reveals that like all these people's lives were saved through an alert from their Apple Watch, like having a heart attack or it called 911 because they were in a car accident.
Wow,
and
that's crazy.
Like it's like this crazy little opening scene that was like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Well,
but like, showing the people actually living in it, having a party on it, like that experience. Yeah, that would be really good.
Well, and one other thing we do that I think our customers love is we love bake. They're the best cookies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're like the ube crinkle one, the purple one, like those are dangerous, right?
Yeah.
We send a box of those to our clients a couple weeks again after the install's done. Just to, hey, we really appreciate your business. Like we loved working with you. Here's a little gesture. And I always know when it's cookie delivery time because I get inundated with texts from customers of like, this was so nice. I've never had somebody do that. It's just a little thing. It doesn't cost that much money.
Yeah.
But it just spreads more of that good feeling.
No, that's really, are you doing like a whole dozen?
I don't know. My office manager orders them. I'm not sure if she does a 6 or a 12.
Okay.
I think it depends on the size of the project and how many people live in the house and stuff like that.
That's a really good. So it's funny. We just did that. But this was like a big project for a really big project that I had been kind of working on for a couple years that we finally landed. But and it was like right around Christmas.
Okay.
And I had Ricky go by and get 24 boxes to bring to their building for them and all their employees. And they loved it. What's funny is they already had a couple boxes that somebody else had brought them from Bake.
So they already knew.
Yeah. Well, I love what he's doing.
They're so good. And they take such good care of people too. Like it's a good company to be behind, but the cookies are ridiculous. And I have even sent them to like an out of state general contractor that we did a project for and, did something here and sent those. And I got the same rave reviews. Yeah. Getting those cookies overnighted. So
yeah, Chad, he's awesome, man. Yeah. I've been following along with him, especially once he came in here, because I think we were already kind of watching each other on social.
Sure.
And then when he came in here and I got to know him a little bit, like I've been following along like crazy, and he's blowing that business up. It's such a cool model. The fact that it's more about the gift than the retail front, but their retail front, the storefront's really nice.
It's doing great. Yeah. But it's that they've taken so much care, even just little things like individually packaging the cookies so they stay a little bit fresher longer. Yeah. It's not that hard to do, but it makes the experience so much better. Yeah. And then the unboxing, like beautiful box, it's just.
Well, and then especially like the whole B2B part of it, like businesses knowing that that's a really good gift to give out. Yep. And every time someone spends money to send that gift out, it's also marketing the company to a new user.
Yes.
It's genius.
It's genius and delicious genius.
Yeah, it's really good. So good. I owe my daughter some Bake. She had a wrestling match the other night and it was like one of her last duels of the season. And it was the other school's like senior night. And she was going against a one weight class up against a girl that was really good.
Oh man.
Kind of like I'm like, win this match and I'll go take you to Bake afterwards, because it wasn't too far away from that school. But by the time we got out of there, they had just closed.
Oh, so you got to take her back. Maybe she gets 2 cookies now.
But she wants to try that new Dubai soft one.
That looks delicious.
Yeah.
Man, it's making me hungry.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
They need to open a Henderson location.
That'd be cool. It looks like he's expanding out of the state right
To
now.
California.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what I
maybe
saw.
Phoenix, it looks like
That's
too.
cool. But they need a Henderson location. It would do so
Yeah,
well.
Henderson would kill.
Right. Like even if they put one in the district or something, like it would do really well.
Yeah, that would be a
there.
good
That'd
spot.
be a good spot. Yeah,
Because
so
they've got
gotta tell 'em.
Summerlin, they got
Mhm.
pretty close to town center with
Yep.
the Decatur one. Yeah, the district would be the spot.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, that's too close to my house, though. That's going to be a problem.
I know it's close to my showroom, so we'll see. But
Well, I think this is a good spot to end it. We got to do this again since you're here local.
yeah, I'd
And
love
I
to.
want to spend some more time kind of picking your brain on just you guys' sales process, because that's always interesting to me. It sounds like you're doing
Almost
very,
the same as what you
very,
guys do.
very, very similar to what we're doing. I'm glad you reached out. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
me
going to be following along on social now.
Okay.
Normally, when you talk to our social, it's Jordan. So,
Oh, okay. Got
yeah.
it. So is Jordan the one that sends the reminder texts and all that stuff? Okay.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So we've gotten a little spoiled on the content creation side now. Is like we
It's
just have
awesome.
to show up for recording stuff
And then it magically
yeah,
gets
like you said,
created.
put good people in seats and just let
Yep.
them do their thing. And now the amount that we're producing now, it's just kind of snowballing because he's getting better and better at it, and
That's
we're
awesome.
kind of
I love
dialing
it.
in when we schedule to record stuff.
So what's the turnaround like? Like when do we see?
On the podcast
yeah.
right now,
Mhm.
I think we're a couple weeks back because we recorded a bunch of episodes for SEMA when
Yep.
everybody's in town. I think we did like 13 or 14 in like a
Mhm.
couple days. So we've been clearing through those. How
Yep.
far out are we? I think we're probably like 4 or 5 at least weeks ahead right now still.
Perfect. That's where you want to be. That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so that's been nice that we've been able to get it like that now too. Is there's no pressure on,
Yeah, you're not having to scramble
Yeah.
last
And we
minute, try and get things done.
and we still try to schedule it a day that we're going to be able to both of us sit down.
Mhm.
And although so far it's been, we're launching the Tint Lab.
Yep.
I missed the first one today, and now he missed this one. But typically we stick pretty hard to it and
Cool.
try to get 2, 3, sometimes 4 done in one day. That way we've got the next.
Next
month.
month is taken care
Yeah.
of. Yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome.
so.
Yeah, I'd love to come back
All right.
anytime. It's fun to talk shop.
Yeah, definitely. Where can people find you? Where's the best place on social media to find you guys?
Yeah, so just look for us, Floor Coverings Henderson. I think that's our tagline. I never remember. I'll have to look.
Okay.
But Instagram's a great place, or stop by our showroom. You can also just go to fcifloors.com and
Right.
then type in your zip code. And if you're in Henderson, you'll see us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, you know what to do. Following along, subscribe. Go find them, follow them. Especially if you're here in Vegas and you might need some flooring. Check it out.